Well, greetings to all. This is Calabrios. November 23rd, Manny Pacquiao will face Brandon Rios in what's assumed to be a tailor-made fight for Pacquiao. Now, the word tailor, can be a bit deceiving in this fight. I believe, lead you to believe there's no danger involved for Pacquiao, which couldn't be any further from the truth. You see, to be honest, I think Rios should be considered a stern measure considering the circumstances coming in for Pacquiao. Now, there are many unknown comings into this fight for many. Being in wars in the ring is one thing. We can think of many fighters whose careers were built on fights. Could have been in a phone booth, but not many fighters come to mind when I think of those who have returned from a brutal one-punch knockouts. So, Rios, as we know, is a limited fighter, and the skill set he presents, in theory, is tailor-made for Pacquiao. But Rios, like Pacquiao, is coming off from a loss in his previous outing. Now, Rios, he's made comments recently that lead you to believe that he knows that fans consider him a sacrificial lamb to revive Pacquiao's public demand. Now, that said, we also know that, Brandon is coming to fight. Whatever happens, I can't see this fight lacking fireworks, you will know. But whether Pacquiao looks spectacular or not is another matter in and of itself. The idea is for Brandon to present just enough challenge to appear a threat, while Pacquiao eventually overwhelms him down the stretch in, spectacular fashion. Now, Rios, on the other hand, likely has other plans for November the 23rd. For Rios, this is the fight that holds heavy circumstances in his career, if not more than Pacquiao. Pacquiao has made enough money to coast into retirement and never look back. But for Rios, the reality is he will likely have to fight quite a few more times to maintain a living outside of boxing. That's a given. The question is what kind of fighter, he will be, after these fights. So, if Pacquiao goes on to blow the Rios in spectacular fashion, Rios' career will now face, journeyman status. And, in my opinion, if that were to happen, fans would have closed the book on Rios as a competitive attraction. I believe Rios knows these, and, just give me one moment. And along with his pride, he will come to fight a fighter that has recently been knocked out. Now, if, one was in search of anything that could bring confidence, that should do, So Rios seems to think Pacquiao is right for the picking. Recent performance has left blood in the water. Sharks have started to circle. Now then there's the issue of Pacquiao's next opponent. With Marquez still wanting to savor the flavor of the knockout and really no interest on either side of the Bradley rematch. Pacquiao's left with a few options, but he does have one in Ruslan Provodnikov. Provodnikov fight would be risky for Pacquiao and Arum. For Arum, in Pacquiao, when he runs the risk of basically dimming the newly shined star Provodnikov. For Arum in the Pacquiao loss, and let's take into consideration in the Pacquiao loss it won't be by decision, Arum would, only make the move when Pacquiao train, has arrived at its final station. In the eyes of many fans, with Provodnikov in need of a fight, and Pacquiao likely will be in search of a dance partner. Many ask why not. So with the D word thrown around so readily, many have already begun to whisper Pacquiao with Dr. Provodnikov. Now, with Father Time looming more than ever seems, search has started for the next big payday. Will Top Rank be able to lure Marquez into a fifth fight? That remains to be seen, and my guess is that Marquez will continue to savor the taste of a long-awaited victory. With not much interest in a Bradley rematch, it seems Provodnikov would be most likely and lucrative fight available. Now, I can see the fight doing over 1 million buys and being a total thriller. At this point, I think fans want to see Pac versus New Blood that doesn't come attached to a stigma being tailor-made. So, Provodnikov would be, in my opinion, a great step in the right direction for Pacquiao. Provodnikov would silence many of, will have a dislike for his least of recent opponents, So we would reestablish Pacquiao amongst the powerful pounds of the world, almost erasing any previous blemish. Now, to the betterment of boxing, reignite the talks of a possible fight with Mayweather. I think Pacquiao is in a tough spot as far as what to do in his career. He could, easily fade into life of autograph signings and appearances and live comfortably as a boxing Hall of Famer. But you know what will he do remains to be seen, and time will tell. And I'm all ears.